You come forward.
I guess I'm hopeful that there was a face-to-face planned to say, oopsie poopsie.
You know, George, I've been your biggest supporter around here, and that's why I was so disappointed to hear that you've been pilfering the equipment.
George would never do anything like that.
No, why would I? I own it.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Why would George steal from the Yankees?
He wouldn't.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about
If there's one thing I know for certain this week, people be listening. People be listening. We got all the lists this morning, and we're going to go through some of them here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But the list I think that is the most important is not one of the reporter lists, one of the publications lists at all. The list that's the most important is the one that came from Packers.com, from the Packers coaching staff, which is, of course, the Packers depth chart. Anything stand out to you, Gabe Neitzel, when you saw the Packers' unofficial first depth chart released yesterday?
Chewy, I got 2 words for you, pal.
Yeah.
Suck it.
What, by default?
Matthew Golden, starting wide receiver, baby. Trying to tell
Doesn't
me
this get
snap
annoying
counts
to
are
you
going to
guys?
be down.
I'm at my tipping point of annoyance.
Really?
Yes, it's
For
just
what?
so play football.
Well, they
Who the
can't.
hell knows what's going to happen?
Yes, they do plan on playing football
Right?
tomorrow
Can we
night.
play football?
And then the next day,
Yeah.
and then the next day, and then, continually pretty much for the next few months.
Mm-hmm. It's just annoying. All these lists and projections and all this.
Yeah,
That's fine. It's fine to do it halfway.
Again, think about
But
it.
when
Think
they
about this as
just
like Christmas. You made a Christmas
I feel
list when
like I'm
you were
in
a kid.
meetings with Mike Sherman beating a dead horse. You know?
Well,
just play football.
Unless you have figured out the old time machine, we're going to have to wait a few more days. We're going to have to wait a few more days until the Packers actually take the field against the Lions in week 1. Rookie first-round pick Matthew Golden listed as a starting outside receiver over veterans Dontavian Wicks and Malik Heath. I'm not sure anybody out here is going, are you sure? Is he supposed to be above Malik Heath on the depth chart? But it is something that the rookie came in and went ahead and grabbed a number 1 spot over established veterans. Wicks is the example given here. But from what everybody said, he played really, really well. He looked really good. And Chew, this is where I want to go to you. I know that guys look good during camp. There have been guys who have looked good during camp and then fizzled out once the regular season comes. Is there anything you have seen from Matthew Golden that leads you to believe that what you have seen during training camp from him is smoke and mirrors and he can't continue it during the regular season?
Based upon what we've seen or heard from Jason in camp, that he, as a rookie, is probably the best one they've had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can. But where I'm confused is Goody said that Jaden Reed was their number 1 receiver midway through
Well,
the offseason.
Goody did not say that. Jaden Reed's agent said that's
Goody
what Goody
didn't
said.
dispute it, though, did
Game
he?
of telephone.
this is Gabe's favorite scene from Ferris Bueller all over again.
So,
Game of telephone.
he should start because he's fast. He's I assume he's going to play X, which is where you want your fast guy. Because the threat with him, they're going to have to give him special attention. Cloud coverage, cover 2, because he can get behind you. And if he gets behind you, you're in trouble. So it's the right move. My concern is, look, Reed's going to be butthurt. He's getting close to new contract time. This is just the way it goes. If you think you're good enough to be a starter and you're not a starter and your numbers go down.
Jaden Reed is listed as a starter as well. He is listed as a starter.
Okay.
They list 3 wide
they're zebra,
receivers.
yeah.
They list 3 receivers.
So
it's not the NFL.
hopefully it won't be a problem. But it could be. It very well could be. Right? And we know the guy on the other side has a tendency to get hurt feelings at times.
It's happened before.
But there's a juggling act that has to go on, and he's got to keep these guys happy. And hopefully they learn their lesson from last year, and it won't be a problem. But I'm just saying there's potential to be a problem.
Let's hear from Jordan Love, who was talking about the rookie wide receiver this week.
Jordan, are you excited about what Matthew Golden brings to the party? It seems like he has the mystical it.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm definitely excited. I think being a receiver drafted in the first round by this organization who, clearly we haven't taken a receiver in the first round since, 2002? So I think MG is the perfect guy to just go have a breakout year. And I think the things he's done through our OTAs and training camp, just continuing to get better every day. I think just the splash plays he makes has got me very excited to see what he's going to be about throughout the season. And he's going to be a guy we're going to be trying to get the ball to as much as possible.
When you look at the list of the starters for the offense, it is as follows. On the line, you've got Rasheed Walker, Aaron Banks, Elton Jenkins, Sean Ryan, Zach Tom. Any surprises there, Gabe?
No, not after Rasheed declared before this came out that he was starting at left tackle. Jason let us know that probably meant that Morgan was the sixth guy, and then this list confirms it from
At the skill positions, you have Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, as we mentioned, Tucker Kraft, Jaden Reed, and, of course, Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love under center. Not a lot of surprises there. I do think that we are hopeful that Tucker Kraft takes a step forward and that he gets a bulk of the offense and is responsible for a bulk of the offensive production. If you had to guess there with the skill position guys who has the most production this year, is it back to Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, because he's still going to be, even if they flip it a little bit, and I think that this is something you brought up last year, Chewy, that you think that Matt LaFleur wants to throw the ball more than he runs it. I still think that they run the ball a lot. I just think that maybe the ratio flips a little. It's still going to be close to 50-50 because last year it was 52% run, 48% pass. And as long as Jordan Love stays healthy, I think that can flip to 52% pass, 48% run. So even if they throw it a little bit more, like Jacobs is going to be still heavily featured.
I still don't see a guy catching 90 balls and everyone else 50, 30. I still think it's going to be, you'll have a guy at 65, you'll have a guy at 55, you'll have a couple in 40s. I think that's how he's going to attack it. And the more, the more you watch the preseason, hear about training camp, I don't think Kraft is going to be more involved than he was last year.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't.
What tells you that?
Because you can't practice. I mean, you have to practice if you're going to put new stuff in. You have to practice it with a tight end. You can't just say, let's go out and run this route.
Yeah.
It takes timing. It takes, a lot of different things. So I think you'll just have a mishmash of receptions for 5, 6 guys.
I guess I never know how much they are keeping close to the vest in the preseason and in training camp. Obviously, we know that there are times where the reporters are kicked out, the media is kicked out, they're not allowed to watch, so maybe you're not seeing some of those formations, maybe you're not seeing some of those plays being run, Chew. I don't know. I guess I would argue that if Tucker Kraft is not more involved in the offense, I think that's a miss. I think he's a talented player who gives them another dimension. I think we have seen growth from him, and I would like to see him have more production this season and Matt LaFleur go to him a little bit more. Gabe, am I off on that? Or does Matthew Golden and Josh Jacobs sort of go, sorry, Charlie, in another dimension, in another world, yeah, you would have been a bigger part of our offense, but we got these guys now.
I guess I'm kind of with Chewy because, you want to play things close to the vest, but at some point you still have to put it in. Like, I don't think, we're going to get Tucker Kraft more involved and we're going to do it in the week where we can kick the media out and now we can install it. I don't know. It seems like you need more work than that. So, Tucker Kraft was still productive last year, 50 catches, 707 yards.
You might see,
like, if he's around that, maybe gets up to 800 yards, a little more productive. That's still one of the top tight ends in the league.
Isn't the formula there?
For
the
what?
San Francisco 49ers have a guy a lot like Tucker Kraft in the style of play. He's not the focal point of the offense, but every time they use him well.
Seems to be a pretty good play.
San Francisco's not as deep at receivers as the Packers is. Even though their top-end receivers may be a little better, they're not as deep.
I mean,
LaFleur just likes to spread it around. Now, you might see an exotic screen or something like that.
I hate this idea that the Packers are deep at wide receiver. I hate it. I don't know if they are. They've got some guys that can play, but they haven't separated themselves. They haven't gone, oh, yeah, I deserve. Who on this wide receiving room, who in this wide receiver room stepped up last year and went, yeah, I deserve the ball?
I'm just saying, if Dobbs goes down, all right, Wicks is in. Is there really a big drop-off?
Well, no, but to me, that's not depth. You have a bunch of guys.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
That's not what depth is.
And then you throw Christian Watson back in the mix in, 4 weeks? Is PUP 4 weeks?
Yeah, he can start practicing in 4 weeks.
And then it's just, like you said, but if someone goes down, all right, next man up. Where San Francisco is like, oh, my God, we lose Ayuk or whoever Jefferson, is that their other receiver? And then they go
Ricky
to their
Pearsall
fourth guy.
and Juwan Jennings.
And then they go to
Is Juwan signed yet?
And then they go to the fourth guy, and there's a huge drop-off. That's the difference. Where you have to go to Kittle or Kelsey. Kansas City's not deep at receiver.
I have at least one guy online here, guys, at RotoWire, who thinks that Tucker Kraft will be the most productive wide receiver in the NFL in 2025. Now, he admits in this article that there are obstacles to overcome. There are roadblocks for him to get around, one being the drafting and the arrival of Matthew Golden. And as I mentioned, the other one is the run game and Josh Jacobs. But the argument that he makes is that the run game was so dominant because Jordan Love's injuries. And now with a healthy Jordan Love, they should get back to throwing the ball around. And they believe that because Tucker Kraft made the leap so significantly from his rookie year to last season, that he will only continue his trajectory upwards. Are you buying that? Is there anyone here who wants to buy right now, today, September, I don't know what it is.
No.
This time of year, I have no idea what the date is.
Third. No. It's the third.
Good to know. Thank you, Gabe. This is why we keep him around. Anybody who wants to buy that Tucker Kraft will be the most productive tight end in the league in 2025?
No.
I will pass.
I will pass hard. Because the teams that have, Bowers in in Las Vegas,
Trey
and Nick
McBride.
There's no one else to throw to. So of course you're going to get most of the throws. Even though you say there are a bunch of guys, you spread it around. That's what LaFleur does.
800-990-3776.
That's what he's done. When they had a clear-cut one, but again, I go back to when they had Davante Adams, and a lot of people hated this, but in the game that they lost to San Francisco, it was very clear, hey, we trust two guys with the football. It's Aaron Jones and it's Davante Adams, and we are going to feed these guys the ball until we can't feed them the ball anymore. That was the plan for Matt LaFleur. And if you have somebody who separates themselves the way that, Josh Jacobs has, or if you continue to see the separation of Matthew Golden, he's going to go, oh, yeah, I can trust this guy. I'm going to continue to feed him.
But they're only going to be throwing the ball 35 times a game. 38 times a game. They're not throwing it
that's
50.
A lot.
I mean, that's still a lot. They're still going to ride Josh Jacobs.
Do you honestly believe they're going to be a bottom 5 team in passing plays? Because I don't.
Well, what was the breakdown last year? 52, 48?
They were 52% run and 48%
one of the lowest in all the NFL.
Yeah, so they say they go 48, run 52. That's still, you're not throwing it.
I mean, that's like 100 extra routes, like extra pass plays. That's a lot. It's a lot of production.
I want to put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter Infinity Exterior poll about Tucker Kraft. At least one analyst online thinks that Tucker Kraft will be the most productive tight end in the league. Do you agree? We'll go ahead and get that going right away. And I said it. People be listening. We got lists. We got lists on lists on lists and lists and rankings and all of the things. The one we're going to start with next is NFL execs rank NFC teams. Packers push Eagles after Parsons trade. Cowboys now underrated. We'll get to that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And then we got Adam Schefter coming up at the bottom of the hour. Don't go anywhere.
So excited to be working with our new partner, Events by Design, here at ESPN Milwaukee. And look, I understand. Kids are just going back to school. Football's just starting. If you're running a business, you might not be thinking of, that holiday party that's going to be coming up at the end of the year. But now is the time to do that. And Events by Design is there to help because they can boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more. The creative team at Events by Design truly enjoys the work they do. So whether you're looking to put on a huge event, I was at the Bucks Soiree, huge gala event that was so much fun to be at, or if you're looking to put on something smaller, like those holiday parties for a smaller office, the team at Events by Design is going to be able to step up and help you because for 25 years, Events by Design has helped companies execute these successful events. So retain that top talent, invest in that culture today. Just search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We had an earlier accident on the ramp to Hampton from southbound 41. That's been cleared. We do have delays from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing from about Mayfair Road up to Capitol. Eastbound 94, watch for delays from 92nd Street all the way to about Hawley Road. Northbound 894 does still have an accident just before you get to Beloit Road off on the right shoulder. Things are going to be backing up back into the hail interchange in all directions. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, showers likely, cloudy, breezy, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradual clearing, breezy with a low of 47 at the lake, 43 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Gabe by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I'm living the life that I lived before I started having knee pain 10 years ago.
Meet Julie, a woman who makes the most of every moment in life. But over the last years, those moments were filled with agonizing pain until she discovered QC Kinetics.
Finally, the pain got so bad that people around me are like, oh, when are you getting your knee replaced? I was walking, hobbling. I listened to my last QC Kinetics commercial and I said, I'm done. I got to find out about this.
What Julie found out was that QC Kinetics treats pain associated with osteoarthritis with regenerative therapy, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Rivalry baseball in September? It doesn't get any better. Join the Brewers as they battle the Cardinals Friday, September 12th through Sunday the 14th. While the action heats up, you can gear up for fall baseball with a Brewers crew neck giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 13th. Then bring the whole family for Looney Tunes Day on Sunday the 14th. The home stretch of the season is here, and you don't want to miss it. Get in on the action at brewers.com/tickets.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an east side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilden. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363. What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the Philadelphia
It's a Bible
Eagles.
verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was "Thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage."
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and people be listening. NFL execs rank NFC teams. Packers push Eagles after Parsons trade. That's really the only important part, the only part that you need to know. This, according to The Athletic. They have a nice little chart with some blues and some reds where 8 executives rank the NFC. No big surprise, the Philadelphia Eagles got a lot of 1s and 1-2. But right there, nipping at the Eagles' heels, fellas, is your Green Bay Packers with a ranking of a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 5. That was good enough to put them second, according to 8 executives in the NFL, in the NFC. Now, the reasons that these folks gave, scratch your head a little bit. Gabe, would you care to share with the folks the one reason that really stood out to you?
I mean, I understand why these executives go off the record. They go on the record, but on the condition of anonymity. Because when you say stupid bleep like this, holy cow. The receivers may be the best in the league. They have a couple of good tight ends, and they spent some on the O-line. I don't know where their weakness is. Maybe it is the quarterback, but I think he's going to be fine in the end. Receivers the best in the league? The receivers that led the league in drops last year? That receiving core? The one that has the leading receiver who doesn't even play 80% of the time? That's the best receiving core in the league, Chew?
Who would have said that? Let's play that game. I mean, who really? That's a tough one.
I mean, is that a Browns executive?
That's a tough one.
Like, is it an executive from a bad team that doesn't know how to evaluate talent?
Yeah, because my question now is the offense. I mean, I think the defense, could they be top 5? I think the corners might keep them from being top 5, but they're certainly top 10. Probably close to 5.
I could make the argument that it's a Packers personnel person or a Packers executive who is saying that about their people. But the Packers are notoriously tight-lipped. I don't actually see an NFL executive from the Packers participating in this conversation by The Athletic.
Panthers executive? Maybe it's a Saints executive. They're always bad. They're going to be the worst team in the league this year.
It could be Bears reverse psychology. Right?
Well, they're going to read this in the article and think they're good.
Like, whoa,
hey,
we're really good.
Somebody thinks we're the best
I look at Detroit and I look at Philadelphia. Their offenses are still better.
Sure, and the wide receivers certainly.
Yes.
I pulled up Pro Football Focus, again, not without its warts, but Pro Football Focus this offseason did rank the 2025 receiving core. Do you want to take a guess, guys? You want to try to guess where they put the Green Bay Packers receiving core?
Okay. So this is post-draft, right? So Golden's a part of it.
Correct.
12? 13?
16?
Lower.
Really?
23.
21. 21 in the league. The explanation is running back Josh Jacobs led the Packers in PFF receiving grade, which again...
Unless you're like Christian McCaffrey, who's going for 1,000 yards, I don't know if that's a good thing.
It was a career high mark, but the rest of the pass-catching unit left something to be desired. Their 8.1 drop rate, 4th highest in the league, and only Jaden Reed surpassed 800 receiving yards. Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of names to consider in the Packers receiving core, but none truly strike fear into defenses right now. And again, to your point, that does include Matthew Golden. I think you could make the argument that he will strike fear into defenses this season.
Drew brought it up in the first segment. I am looking forward to having both him and Watson on the field at the same time, having that type of speed on the field at the same time, and defenses trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to defend this with those guys on the outside? And I'm also really curious. We haven't talked about this a ton, but with the run game last year, they kind of drastically changed the way they ran the football to better suit Josh Jacobs, and it obviously ended up working out. Jacobs had this tremendous season, but it kind of came at the cost of the play-action game. So which
doesn't make sense, because when you have a great back, your play-action game should be great.
Correct, but they were doing it differently than LaFleur typically did. So now you've got an entire offseason to try to marry your play-action game with the way Josh Jacobs wants to run. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that LaFleur had to do this offseason is how do we get those two things together? Still run the ball, not with the stretch zone, still kind of keeping some of that from time to time because that's not what Jacobs likes to run in. Okay, how do we keep those combo blocks that Jacobs likes to see in front of him and marry that with the play-action game?
Lest you think it's just Pro Football Focus who has it out for the Green Bay Packers receiving core, I've got the ESPN.com ranking NFL wide receivers. They have them listed at 17, a lot of some of the same reasons. Again, talking about getting your guy back Christian Watson, but also hoping that these guys take a step forward. It says Packers apparently agreed with the disappointment. They used first-round pick Matthew Golden and third-round pick Savion Williams to pick some new wide receivers. So the hope, of course, is that they can take a step forward. Before we go, though, Packers ranked number 2, according to these NFL executives on The Athletic. What to you seems most fair? Look, I'm excited that people are excited about the addition of Matthew Golden, Micah Parsons, et cetera, because this is an entire team thing. 2 in the NFC?
If they win the division,
would be great.
Whoever wins the division is going to be the 1 or 2 seed. Whether that's the Packers or the Lions, whoever wins the division is going to be a 1 or 2.
They closed the gap on Detroit. They didn't pass them, but
And
they certainly
Philly?
did close the look. At the end of they're going to be there at the end of the day. This season is all about health. It's all about health. They can't get hurt. They can't get hurt in defensive backfield with the corners, and they can't get hurt at the offensive line. If there are serious injuries, or a couple guys, then they're going to be in trouble. If they're healthy, they're going to be there in the end. They're a playoff
every team.
Hey,
exactly. It's
careful. You might be gushing. There's a little gushing happening.
No, I'm just being a realist.
Always.
He
Doesn't
hedged
matter.
enough in there. He hedged enough in there where it wasn't gush.
What's the percentage hedge you have to include in order to not be considered gush?
50%.
Oh.
You have to balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gushing, you have to balance it out.
CYA.
So then it's.
I'm all about CYA.
Always have been.
Giving him no spot to attack me.
All about ASS, if you ask me.
Huh?
That you're not very good at that. Do I think you're good at hedging and doing what you just did? Yes. Are you good at not leaving yourself open for Josh to get after you? No, you're not very good at that.
Ron, the key weighing in saying, I think Love not going under center with the injury is why they couldn't play action last year. Will his thumb injury impact that again? Just to round out the list, guys, Green Bay, second behind Philly, then Detroit, then Tampa Bay, then the Rams, then the Commanders, San Francisco, Minnesota, Seattle, and Arizona round out the top 10 teams, according to The Athletic and the NFL executives in the NFC. We've got Adam Schefter coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
If you're looking to play great golf, do what I did. Join a club, but not just any club. The Wisconsin Country Club. I love the golf course, challenging, fun, always in great shape. But I also love our driving range and a couple different short game practice areas so I can always work on my game if I don't have time to go out and play a full round of golf. But maybe you're looking for something more in your country club. Okay, how about this? No assessments, no food and beverage minimums, tennis, pickleball, pool, all those great things. Learn more, find out more. WisconsinCountryClub.com. It's just a fairway away.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 41's backed up from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol. The northbound side backed up from Mayfair Road up to Capitol. Eastbound 94, we got a pocket of heavy traffic heading past Calhoun to Moreland, and then another one from basically the Zoo interchange through the stadium. We do still have the accident on northbound 894 just before you get to Beloit Road off on the right shoulder, backing things up through the hail in all directions. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers likely, cloudy, breezy, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradual clearing, breezy with a low of 47 at the lake, 43 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run September 15th through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
Yeah, you got me.
For mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf & Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and he was the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down, but they didn't go anywhere. And when they don't go anywhere, it opens up the possibility that they could be back.
Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino. Gaming, casual, and fine dining. 2 golf courses, a luxury spa, and live entertainment. Your total experience is at the Island. Also brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. First Weber Real Estate Services. The real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. Get started today at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, First Weber Group, he helps people make their own moves every day. Trusted knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, make the move. Get in touch with Tony Wendorf and Associates.
Great to have Adam Schefter hanging out with us today. Before we get to Adam, Joshy, can you remind me, how do you pronounce the word associated with Micah Parsons' injury?
It's a facet.
Facet. Not a facet, but a facet. Adam Schefter, that came from a chiropractor who called into the show yesterday to let us know that we were butchering the pronunciation of the injury. Yesterday, you reported, Adam, that you believe he will play this week. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I think he's got that injury. I think it's more notable than people thought. But again, I think as a general rule, when you sign a 4-year, $188 million contract and your team gives up 2 first-round draft picks and a notable player, and you're playing a division rival when you're coming off a season in which that team had a 1-5 divisional record, I think when those things happen, generally I'm going to count on the player playing. Yes.
Adam, I still can't get over the fact I think there's something more to this. You know, we saw the report that Jerry Jones said...
Conspiratorial Chewy. Conspiratorial Chewy.
This is when Reggie White, I know it's not the same, was a free agent. 31 other teams wanted him. Wined and dined. Why would Jerry Jones say, no, play on the 5th year? And why haven't we heard another team saying, yeah, we were willing to give up 2 firsts and a 6th, but we weren't going to give him the $47 million? Where are those people? If this guy is the you-know-what. I can't get over it.
The bee's knees?
Yes.
Look, okay, Chewy.
Yes.
Let me help you. Let me help you get over it, okay?
Yes.
I believe I can do that in this particular case. Reggie White signed with the Green Bay Packers as a true unrestricted free agent in March.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct?
Yes.
When everybody had a clean slate, it was the start of the new league year. Micah Parsons, Micah Parsons was traded the Thursday before Labor Day, when most every team has allocated its cap space. I personally have had teams call me and say, hey, do you think the Cowboys would trade Micah after the season? And I said, I think they're going to trade him at some point. And they said, after the season? I said, we'll see. And they said, because we couldn't afford to do it right now, but we would be lined up in March. And this is why people are being critical of Jerry Jones, is if you were going to get to the point where you were trading Micah, even if you have that meeting with him in mid-March and in Jerry Jones' eyes, shake hands and have an agreement like he thought, and then the deal doesn't get done, Jerry would have been better off turning around on April 1, April 10, and saying, I thought we had a deal. This guy's not signing the deal. We're going to trade him now. And they might have gotten, and I would venture to say they would have gotten more than they got now, and there would have been more suitors than there were now. But when you get to late August and you make the decision you're going to trade him, I can tell you there were numerous teams that would have been interested in trading for Micah Parsons, but there were very, very few at this time of the year that could put together a package to make it happen in terms of the money, the cap space, all those things like that. People have floated out Buffalo, Baltimore. Doesn't it make sense to trade him to a contender that's not in the conference? Well, yeah, it does, except Buffalo and Baltimore never could afford to pay Micah Parsons and make that trade today. So where conceivably could Dallas? There were only a few places. Now, I think there are other teams that would have been willing to do it and would have gotten creative. I know this to be true, but Dallas wouldn't have been willing to deal the player to those places. So it left a much smaller market. And I would even venture to say, Chewy, if the Dallas Cowboys had been willing to ride it through this year and say, we're going to deal with the Micah drama that comes along this year, we still think we'll get enough out of him, and then tag him after the year and trade him in March, I believe they would have gotten more.
But I look at Adam, and
another year you roll the dice.
I look at if Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen came available, 31 other teams, maybe not 31, but 25 other teams are saying, I don't care, we'll go get buried in the cap. We're doing it. Is it the gap is so big between Mahomes and Allen to Parsons? Or would you agree with that, Adam? Would teams be trading to get Patrick Mahomes?
Well, the Buffalo Bills spent their offseason, as an example, restructuring Allen. They played Christian Benford. They paid Ed Oliver. They paid. I mean, the Bills extended a group of about 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah.
Okay? The Baltimore Ravens spent a ton of money. Like, these teams don't have the money today to do a deal for Micah Parsons, Chewy. Okay. They just don't.
Okay.
When the Packers traded for Reggie White or Simon, he was you didn't have to compensate the Eagles. You did it at the start of the new league year. Everyone was basically figuring out how they were going to spend their money, and everybody would have been interested. I would venture to tell you that if Jerry Jones had said on March 1, which he didn't, we are willing to listen to offers for Micah Parsons, they would have gotten offers from probably 30 teams in the league. Okay?
Yep. All right.
Adam, you've been doing this for a long time, and I know.
Let me say this. Hold on. And I talked about this in my podcast this week. There should be joy in Green Bay. They got a incredible football player. He's one of only 2 players in NFL history that had at least 12 sacks in each of his first 4 years, the other being Reggie White. They got an incredible and there are a lot of people who believe, rightly so, you just don't trade great pass rushers. I go back to the story I tweeted out last week. It's true. In 1992, Carmen Policy, the president and CEO of the 49ers, made a decision to trade Charles Haley to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Charles Haley, as you know, Chewy,
Yeah.
was one of the key figures in Dallas turning it around and winning Super Bowls. And Jerry Jones later said without that trade, Dallas wouldn't have won the Super Bowls. They did. Now, some 33, 4 years later, the Dallas Cowboys trade the pass rusher to the Green Bay Packers, whose president is Ed Policy, son of Carmen, president and CEO of the Packers. Now, again, you get an unbelievable player. There is a downside to this, okay, that you should be aware of. And this is the downside. Next year, the Green Bay Packers will have roughly $125 million in cap space committed to Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, and Rashawn Gary. 3 players. 3 players accounting for what's 125 divided by 300. It's a big number. Okay, let's just call it 30% of your cap. 30% of your cap, 3 players. Okay? That's not a simple thing. Like, I've had people say to me that over time, they don't think that that's sustainable. Okay? Now, again, the flip side to that is that's down the line. They're going to have to make roster decisions. They're going to have to come up with money. They're going to have to hit on players that they pick in the mid-rounds. They just gave up 2 first-round draft picks. So there are issues that the Packers have to overcome. But you do that with a generational pass rusher, and you do that at a time where, frankly, Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur both are looking for long-term security and haven't gotten it from Ed Policy, right? So they're not worried about that right now.
Adam, I know you mentioned it earlier, and you mentioned it a couple weeks ago when you joined us about how, everything you had been hearing, you weren't going to be surprised if Micah Parsons got traded. But at the end of the day, even though the NFL has been making more player trades in the last 5-10 years, how shocked were you that a 26-year-old pass rusher like this was actually available in a trade? Because you mentioned Reggie White. A lot of the big names that typically move are in free agency. What would you compare this to in terms of a news-breaking day? How big of a deal was this for you?
I'll say this, that, on August 19th of my podcast, I posted that I thought the sides were divorcing. And I said, and the clip was posted, I believe he's going to get traded. I don't know if he's going to get traded right now or after the season, but I believe a trade is coming. And the reaction that I got from media, or not media, but fans in Dallas, Cowboy fans, like, oof, some angry, hot people telling me to stick it where, and that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Okay? Like, I responded to a few of those tweets over the weekend. I couldn't help but keep a couple of the receipts.
You gotta take a victory lap. I get you.
Yeah. And so I always thought that this was where it was headed. Now, I will say last week, I started getting texts. The trade was made Thursday. I'm just thinking about this now. Wednesday to me was when I said to myself, something's happening here. Like this is going on. And I was working Wednesday into the night, making a bunch of calls. And I'm just being honest, like Wednesday into Thursday, I had a hard time sleeping because I felt like a trade was coming. And we put out a story on ESPN on Thursday that said the Dallas Cowboys were listening to offers now. And then a couple hours later, somebody called me and they said, bro, you better get ready. It's coming down. And I go, what do you mean? And they go, it's happening. I go, well, we said he's going to, they're listening. He goes, no. It's happening by tonight. I'm like, what? Okay. And it was something. And then an hour later, it happened.
Bro. I love that. Who talks to Adam Schefter like that? Bro.
Well, Jen, the great part was I had been chasing the story all the way, so I hadn't had a chance to shower. So, like, after I followed the story that the Cowboys were listening, and before I did, I don't know, NFL, I'm trying to remember the whole day. I would have in my journal, but I went upstairs to go shower. And that call came in, like, as I was about to get in the shower. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? Like, can I even afford to get in the shower? Do I not shower? Like, what?
Bring your phone in there.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Adam, don't tell me that you don't bring your phone in the shower.
Let me tell you something. It helped drive Woj out of the business. It was one of the he got tired of showering with his phone like attached to the shower door. And there are many times that I do that where like I have, there's a bathtub next to our shower. I put the phone up so I can see the texts or calls that are coming in as I'm showering. Yes, and sometimes you just have to just jump in there and make it quick.
One of my favorite details of when Adam Schefter joins the show is when his phone is just pinging next to him, as it is this morning. All right, Adam, last thing before we let you go, because we know you are very busy. Of all the games on the Week 1 slate, and of course the Cowboys-Eagles will kick things off tomorrow night, which one are you most looking forward to? Which one are you going to be glued to?
Not one in particular. It's
really?
just the steady diet of football. But, and I'll say this, Jen, I have my 2 fantasy drafts tonight, one at 6 o'clock Eastern, one at 8:15 Eastern. I'd be much better prepared to answer that question after I know who's on my fantasy teams, number one. But
fair.
I would just say, like, Week 1, you're just watching and kind of taking it all in. And I don't know where my attention's going to go. There are so many interesting matchups in Week 1 that could go either way. I said this on the podcast again, like we've got a game tomorrow night. We've got the Cowboys and Eagles. And Friday night we have the Chiefs and the Chargers. Saturday night we have Michigan, Oklahoma, a bunch of college football. Sunday night we have the Ravens and the Bills.
Yes,
Monday night.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's like it's pretty crazy. The next 4 or 5. I told my wife and the rest of my family, it was nice spending the summer with you. I'll see you on Tuesday.
And, of course, the Packers and the Lions play Sunday afternoon at Lambeau Field. Adam, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Good luck in your fantasy drafts. I did see that you have Matthew Golden listed as a late pick, as a sleeper pick potentially for wide receivers. So let us know if you get the Green Bay Packers rookie on any one of your fantasy teams.
I appreciate everybody talking today. Enjoy Week 1 and congratulations on the acquisition of one Micah Parsons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Adam. That means a lot coming from you.
Yes, Gabe. My pleasure.
Okay. Adam Schefter joins Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every Wednesday on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Looking for it all in one trip? The Island Resort and Casino has you covered, just like they have us covered, bringing you Adam Schefter each and every week. Championship golf, gaming, spa, dining, and live entertainment all in one epic destination. Book your total experience now at islandresortandcasino.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
This isn't your ordinary tailgate. It's game day with a purpose. Friday, September 5th in Slinger, join Sippy Hippie for the 15th annual Coaches vs. Cancer tailgate. From 2 to 5, Kyle Brust and Nortman will be broadcasting live, followed by the Homer Hour from 5 to 6, all from the heart of the party. Enjoy Sippy Hippie's espresso bar, flavor-packed Red Bulls, fresh lemonades, bakery treats, and their new cocktail lounge inside a vintage Volkswagen van. Let's pack the lot, celebrate community, and fight cancer. Get the details and donate at sippyhippie.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Life Navigators thanks everyone who joined in supporting their 42nd annual Challenger event honoring John and Mary Ann Plant on Monday, August 18th. Local support that day amazingly raised over $500,000 for kids and adults with disabilities. Life Navigators, your disability partner in Wauwatosa, supporting those with the greatest needs to be safe, happy, and healthy in our community. Disabilities are a part of the game we call life, and Life Navigators has been in it for over 75 years. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Catholic Memorial Football hits the gridiron on Friday night.
To Devon Williams Jr., and he's into the end zone.
The Crusaders are on the road to take on Waukesha North.
Deep pass from Dalton Stacking, and it's complete to Dustin Rose.
Crusaders football is brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Tune into the action Thursday night starting at 6:30 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on October 2nd, 1993, when the University of California faced a 30-0 halftime deficit to Oregon. Cal went on a remarkable 42-11 run in the second half to capture a 42-41 victory, one of the largest comebacks in college football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
I'm Brent, and I've been on Nutrafol for almost 5 years now. I like Nutrafol because it was a hair growth supplement that was completely drug-free. After 3 months, my hair got stronger and thicker, which gave a huge boost to my social life. I mean, it was life-changing, to be honest.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com/men. That's Nutrafol.com/MEN. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Real customers were compensated to share their stories.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I am
get?
stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor.
Hey,
I mean, what's the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone is a therapist, no matter how much they want to be or no matter how much they want to help, right? Good intentions and whatnot. If you want to find your right match, check out BetterHelp. I have used therapy for the past 15 years. It has been especially helpful over the last 3 years. After losing my dad, I saw a grief therapist, and they have really helped me navigate that loss, that monumental loss in my life. And if you find yourself dealing with loss or just the daily struggles that go along with being a human being, BetterHelp can help. Our listeners get 10% off if you use the code BetterHelp.com/timeout. It's the largest online therapy provider in the world. It can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise, and you can switch therapists at any time if you don't feel like you're getting out of the experience what you're hoping to get out of the experience. Find the one with BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/timeout, because we are all better with help. I appreciate, Chewy, that your brain is like really needling you on this Micah Parsons thing, that there are all of these details and elements that for you are not adding up.
No.
And I will tell you this. Some people in the YouTube stream were talking about how Amber and Ian last night on ESPN Radio, Ian Fitzsimmons, who is based out of, I believe, the South, certainly has connections in Dallas.
He's in Dallas.
That he doesn't think that Micah Parsons is that great. They were pretty critical of Micah Parsons, and there have been rumors out there about him not being a great locker room guy and all of that stuff. What I will say to that is this. I think Green Bay has a good locker room. I think they have good leadership, and I think sometimes you get into an environment where, you know, look, by all accounts, some people think that the Cowboys are a buffoon franchise, to use the term that I use when we're talking about clown shows in the NFL. I don't think Green Bay is that. I think you get into that space, you realize how serious it is and what the expectations are, and that you play for championships in Green Bay. And I think you fall in line really quickly, Gabe. Is that fair?
Leadership starts at the top with ownership, right? And that dictates. So if somebody in Dallas starts to make things about themselves, the way that I think Micah has the reputation of from time to time, again, that starts at the top. Like, I don't know how you nip that in the bud when literally Jerry makes it all about himself all of the time. No other owner or general manager has as many press conferences as Jerry does because Jerry wants to be in the media.
But
nobody else has a documentary produced on themselves the way that Jerry Jones does, right?
Well,
I mean, I
that's
guess Aaron
ego.
Rodgers did,
Yeah.
but that is ego. But
Yes.
that again, that's leadership from the top down. And I think when somebody who has that reputation gets into a locker room like the Packers have, some of it may still exist. You may have to tamp it down from time to time. But I think Keith Jackson kind of had that, did he not? Have that reputation coming into your guys' locker room and then made it about himself by sitting out for almost half of the season, only showing up so he could get his accrued season chew before then obviously he went on to be a huge part of your Super Bowl. Andre Rison certainly had that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys brought him in the locker room, and outside of him not wearing a shirt on a flight where Holmgren had to go, hey, what's everybody else doing that you're not here, pal?
Great story.
Outside of that, it didn't seem like there were very many issues with Andre because you guys had a good locker room.
I just can't chalk it up to Jerry Jones being a buffoon. Okay? There's just too many things. And look, Green Bay got to steal. I think they got to steal. And hopefully he turns out to be a great player.
Well, and for what it's worth, Jerry thinks that they got to steal. I just saw him talking about all the players that they think they're going to be able to turn Micah Parsons into.
You know what billionaires don't do, though? When billionaires have been wronged, right, which he felt he was, Gabe, fair.
100%. He thought he had a handshake deal.
They stick it to you. They don't send you off and be like, oh, okay, let's send you where you want it. They stick it to you. They make you play out this year if you're not going to play, and then they franchise tag you, and then they franchise tag you. Billionaires, there's a reason why they're billionaires. They're ruthless, right?
Yeah,
and then,
but Jerry is wrong in this situation, guys. Like, you can't, there's no other way to slice it other than thinking that you can get a deal done with a player without their representation in 2025 is just plain, flat out wrong. And if your boss tried to do that to you, and if your boss tried to do that to you, and if somebody tried to do that to me, I would say, hey, it ain't happening. We're not doing it like this.
Wait, I'm supposed to have an agent do my deal? Chewy, you want to be my agent?
What's my cut? 20%?
20%?
20? Hey, inflation. And then the other thing that bothers me, and this guy is considered one of the best defenders in the league. Where is another team? 2 first-rounders, a 6, and X-player. Where is that other team? Where? You got to admit that's weird. And I don't want to hear the money thing because you can't say, oh, the cap doesn't really matter, and then now say it matters.
But I think there is a point right now heading into the season, and Josh, you brought this up, where all that guaranteed money goes into escrow. And not a lot of teams, like the Cincinnati Bengals,
have access to it.
Aren't going to be putting $120 million in escrow and just putting that money away. Like some teams so you eliminate some teams based on that and the guaranteed money that you have to, like the legitimate business side of it and how much cash do you have on hand to be able to put into an account like that.
It's
and Schefter told you, like there was a team that he talked to that, man, we would have given more. We just can't make it happen right now. We just can't make it happen.
The report is that there were 4 teams involved. I don't know if that's 4 other teams or 4. I think it's 4 total teams. Packers 1 of 4, according to
which makes
Jeremy
sense.
Fowler and Don Van Natta.
But this is what I don't want to hear anymore then. I don't want to hear teams, oh, we don't have the money, right? We don't have the money. But when Adam says there's 3 players that are going to count $130 million against the cap and it's going to hurt, then I don't want to hear, well, the cap doesn't matter because you're speaking out your ass.
I mean,
okay? I mean, I'm good at it, but I don't want to hear it. I mean, that's covering both sides, right?
This is a do as I say, not as I do situation.
If I was on the other side of the conversation, I would use it.
Yeah. I will say this. Like, the one thing, and I didn't want to push back on Schefter on it, right? Because the Packers do have something they have to figure out in 3 years. The first 3 years of Micah Parsons, this year, he's less than $10 million against the cap.
So does that mean they have to win this year, Gabe?
Next year, it's less than 20.
So they got to win in the next 2 years.
The year after that, it's less. It's what, around $30 million. Like now, year 4 of this deal, It's a $68 million cap hit. So obviously that's put in there to negotiate a new deal 3 years from now because the Packers aren't going to be paying him $68 million. Or if it doesn't work out, they walk away from it. But that's the way the Packers structure these deals.
Well,
like to say, they've got 3 guys who are going to be counting that money against the cap, that's just not how the cap works.
Well, and I think Ken Ingalls, who does the cap, he's like the capologist guy on Twitter, on social media, he said that it is very similar to the way that they structured the Jordan Love deal with double options. So if you're familiar with how they sort of moved the money there to make it work for them, he's saying it's very similar in that case. But one thing, before we go to break here, before we start the second hour of the show, when you hear Keith Jackson, I immediately think of the broadcaster. Y'all always think of the football player, I guess, maybe, but my brain immediately goes to the ABC football announcer. Can we put that on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter Infinity Exteriors poll? When you hear the name Keith Jackson, the first person you think of is the broadcaster or the former football player? Which is it?
I actually go to Brett.
When I say Keith Jackson, you think of Brett?
Yeah.
All right, put a third option there.
No,
Brett Favre.
Jeez. Why?
I had breakfast with Tracy Rocker the other day. Mama brought me 5 flapjacks. I said, Mama, I gotta only have 3. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning, I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
Oh, I got it. Well, once you started doing the thing, I got it. Still bizarre. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to in the second hour. Stick around.
Hot deals on frozen pizza this week at Piggly Wiggly. Connie's and Cheez-It frozen pizzas, just 2 for $10. That's right. Stock up on classic Connie's. And honestly, it had been a minute since I had a Connie's. Had one the other week. Ooh. It's just a little bit different. That great crust, little cornmeal on the bottom gets nice and crispy. It is fantastic, unlike any other crust you've had. Or how about the new Cravel Cheez-It pizza? You want to talk about a unique crust? A Cheez-It cracker as the crust of a frozen pizza? That's right, Connie's Cheez-It. 2 for $10. Can't beat this deal at Piggly Wiggly. You're going to need a bigger freezer.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Backups on northbound 4394 right out of the Mitchell interchange. We do have a crash on the left shoulder there, so watch out for that. Those delays, though, continue all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Northbound 43 slowing down out of the Marquette all the way up towards just past Fond du Lac Avenue. We did have a broken down vehicle on the left shoulder at North Avenue as well. Southbound side is going to be backed up from just south of Brown Deer Road to Bender, back on the brakes from about Hampton down through the Capitol Drive area to about Locust. Southbound 41 heavy from Good Hope Road down to about Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers likely, cloudy, breezy, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradual clearing, breezy with a low of 47 at the lake, 43 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run September 15th through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So now that it's been returned, there's a part of me that's like, well, it's funny or joking about it on the radio, but no harm, no foul.
For the last few months, someone has been stealing equipment from the club. 2 nights ago, they pulled a big one.
They took a pitching machine, a batting cage, the infield top, and all of Mr. Steinbrenner's vitamins.
Because wouldn't you hey, my bad?
Maybe they are going to my bad. Maybe they just haven't my badded yet.
It looks like they knew they did something wrong.
We have reason to believe it's an inside job. So, if anybody here knows anything about it, I recommend strongly that you come forward.
I guess I'm hopeful that there was a face-to-face planned to say, oopsie poopsie.
You know, George, I've been your biggest supporter around here, and that's why I was so disappointed to hear that you've been pilfering the equipment.
George would never do anything like that.
No, why would I? I own it.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Why would George steal from the Yankees?
He wouldn't.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight.
People be listening. We got some lists. We addressed a couple of them in the first hour of the show. If you missed any of that, of course, you can always find it on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. That will include, of course, our conversation with Adam Schefter, where he talked a lot about Micah Parsons. Okay, but the next list that I want to get to this morning, guys, is not as favorable because the lists that we were talking about were Green Bay as the number 2 team in the NFC. And of course, all the wide receivers are the best, some of the best in the league, which Gabe pushed back on. But this list is about the quarterbacks that you would like to build your franchise around. Once again, our friends over at The Athletic did a little polling. NFL coaches, 31 NFL coaches and executives, okay? Now, there is one funny thing that pops on this list, and that is that Bo Nix got 1 vote. So, Gabe, what was the general thought?
Shout out to Sean Payton for conducting this interview not in anonymity, or at least giving himself away.
Chewy, in a shocking development, I'll have you guess who the top 3, if you're starting a franchise from scratch, who are the top 3 quarterbacks that you would take? Go ahead and give them to me.
Mahomes, Allen, Lamar.
Ooh, actually, plot twist.
Oh, probably Burrow.
It is Burrow.
There you go.
Lamar a little bit further down on the list.
Lamar's
not
5.
Not
like he's won how many MVPs?
He should have won his 3rd last year. I don't understand the continuous disrespect of Lamar
either.
Jackson in this league. I don't get it.
So would you have replaced Joe Burrow with Lamar?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the order?
Josh Allen, 23 votes. Patrick Mahomes, 19 votes. Joe Burrow, 19 votes. And then Jaden Daniels, 13.
That's pretty
Lamar
sure.
Jackson,
Yeah,
7.
that's
So maybe it's the youth element of it. Maybe it's that he had incredible production so early on, and they think that the sky's the limit when it comes to Jaden Daniels. But I want to use him as the barometer here, because the thing that we noticed is Jordan Love is nowhere to be found on this list. Nowhere to be found. Cam Ward is on the list. Trevor Lawrence is on the list. Baker Mayfield, C.J. Stroud, Drake May, Justin Herbert also on the list. Jordan Love is not. What would Jordan Love have to do this season, guys, for him to get consideration as you're starting a franchise from scratch? Who are the top 3 quarterbacks that you would take to start said franchise? Chew?
Make a legit Pro Bowl, not an alternate one of the guys. Doesn't even have to be. You're saying just get on the list?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to a Pro Bowl.
I mean, Gabe, I suppose if they asked Matt LaFleur, maybe, and Matt LaFleur had the loyalty that Sean Payton does, maybe that's all it would take.
I think he's got to win a Super Bowl.
To get on the list?
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you saying top 5 on the list?
No,
or
just to get on the list.
Because the question is,
he didn't get a single vote, guys.
Who are the top 3 quarterbacks you'd take? Is the question, right? So,
yes.
Bo Nix got a vote, probably a 3rd place vote, but a vote. Same thing with Cam Ward, Trevor Lawrence. I think he's got to win a Super Bowl because you know who else isn't on this list? The guy who won the Super Bowl last year. Jalen Hurts isn't on this list. Jalen Hurts didn't get a single vote. So I think for Jordan to do it, like if Jordan goes to an NFC Championship game, probably not enough. You're going to have to go and win a Super Bowl.
Hurts isn't on the list?
Hurts is not on this list.
Huh.
Again, to me, if you're voting for anyone other than Allen Mahomes, Burrow, or Jackson, I got a lot of questions about you.
Well, again, let's talk about the distinction between Jalen Hurts and some of these other guys who are on the list. Jalen Hurts, of course, as we have seen him do, has the ability to run. Now, Josh Allen does as well, which is where I was like, oh, because my brain immediately was like, well, maybe these guys are traditional pocket passer executives where they just want somebody to stand back there and distribute the ball, not put themselves in harm's way by getting outside of the pocket. But then Josh Allen is number one on the list. Now, different type of body, a little bit more sturdy, if you will.
He's a tank of a human being.
Than Jalen Hurts. So maybe that's it. I want to give these executives the benefit of the doubt and say they're probably considering all of the things. But I keep coming back to Jaden Daniels, guys. What did Jaden Daniels do in year one that supersedes what Jordan Love has done with injuries, that have certainly affected his production at times, where he is getting such consideration, guys? Again, 13 votes, good for fourth on this list.
Yeah, again, the athleticism that he has behind him, running the way that he did last year for nearly 900 yards. On top of it, he took a roster that was, and they made some additions, but they took a roster that nobody thought was any good last year going into the season to an NFC championship game. And that's something that Jordan can't do. Jordan can't do what Jaden Daniels did because the Packers roster around him has too much respect around the league, especially now that you've added Micah Parsons. So I think that's where a lot of the respect for Jaden Daniels comes from is, you have the success. A lot of that credit goes to the quarterback, and you look at the rest of that roster and go, kind of an older roster, not a very good roster. How do they make an NFC championship game?
I wonder if they're thinking Love is what he is now, and he's not going to be any better.
It's
because
possible.
he is going into his sixth year.
Yeah.
Sixth year. I wonder if the perception is he has hit his ceiling already. Where Hurts, I think people think Hurts is weird.
Yes, they do think he is weird. That is correct.
And I'm saying from that standpoint, they're like, I really don't want, because the list is who would you build your franchise around, right? That's the list.
You're starting a franchise. Who are the top three quarterbacks you
I don't
would
think
pick?
they want weird.
What do you mean by weird? Like personality-wise?
Yeah, personality-wise. I've heard things. Not that he's a bad guy. He, like Romeo Dobbs.
Quirky.
Romeo Dobbs is a little, because I was talking to people this weekend, and Dobbs came up, and they're like, the guy just shows weird emotion. Like, you score a touchdown, and you're like, don't really celebrate with your teammates at all. Just, not a bad thing. It's just who you are.
Yeah. It's just
I'm
different.
weird.
It's different.
I'm weird. You guys, when three of you text together and I'm not included on the list.
Happens.
How
the
often
record.
do you think that the three of us are texting about you on this fictitious text chain?
I know people at the the telephone company. I still got connections. So, I think that's, with Love, I think
I don't think any one of us has Cellcom, by the way.
I was thinking Bell.
So just to put some numbers to this.
Bell.
Lunatics.
I didn't see it coming.
I'm weird.
I'm looking at Jaden Daniels' 2024 stats. He had a 69% completion percentage, 3,500 yards, give or take. Average of 7.4, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His rating was 100.1. If you pull up Jordan Love's, now they're not going to be exact because I don't have the ESPN one in front of me. I suppose I could pull it up. But his completion percentage is lower, 63, 64, 66, 58, season by season. But last year he came pretty close on the yards with 33 and some change. So, you got 200 yards. That's, what is that, a half a football for some of these guys? 25 touchdowns, 11. His rating was 96. Last year when he was injured, the numbers are not that dramatic, unless you just sit there and go, the completion percentage, I can't. Because, unfortunately, Jordan Love's completion percentage, Gabe, is going to be affected by the drops by his wide receivers, and we talked about how it was one of the worst in the league.
For Daniels, the big separator for him and Jordan is the nearly 900 yards rushing he has.
So is your argument that he should be on the list, or he's better than Daniels?
No, my argument is Jaden Daniels has 1 year of data. And people are like, I'm starting my franchise with that guy. Jordan Love has several, including that stretch, where we all saw him be lights out, the best that we have seen him, and then go on to beat Dallas in the playoffs. It doesn't feel like that is getting considered. I'm not saying he should be on the list. I'm saying, what does he need to do to be on the list to get some consideration? Or, hear me out, are the drawbacks / warts of Jordan Love so significant in people's minds? Whether it's the footwork, whether it's the downfield accuracy, which has fluctuated, is that so significant that it gives people pause, that it gives NFL executives pause, Gabe?
Maybe a little bit. But again, with Daniels, I think the lack of data points makes him somebody that probably helps him have the 13. because we haven't seen those warts. It's like when a prospect, his junior year of college, just lights the world on fire, and he should come out, but then he doesn't. It goes back for that senior year, struggles, and now it goes from being a first-round pick to a second-round pick.
I thought you said Olive Garden.
Ollie Gordon.
Oh, I was like,
he won the Doak Walker, and then he was like a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Should have came out.
Yeah.
Especially at that position.
Uh-huh.
Never go back for your senior year as a running
DUI,
back.
and yes, things happen.
But then, again, I think that's one of the things. If Jaden Daniels struggles this year or takes a little bit of a step back, because I'm willing to bet, even though C.J. Stroud got 2 votes this year, if they did this a year ago, C.J. Stroud through the roof.
Coming off of that season.
I just think it's the ceiling. I think these people think that this is what Jordan Love's going to be.
They think they have enough data points on Jordan Love. Yeah, we saw him do those good things, but I also saw him throw that weird interception where he's running out of bounds and just flips it to the Lions defensive lineman.
And that's bad decision making. So if we pull on that thread, Chew, and we look at 31 executives who have been asked, if you were starting your franchise, who are your 3 quarterbacks you would start a franchise with, and Jordan Love doesn't even sniff the list, does that give you any concern? Are there things that these NFL executives are seeing? Is the jury out still, or have they made the decision on him and he is what he is and that's all that he is?
It gives me concern, but I've seen what he can do. So it's kind of on the staff to get him back to what you did. Because it's in there. It's just someone's got to get it out of you. Like Stroud, he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. I'm not saying Love has. I'm saying that's the perception. But Stroud, no. Clearly Daniels. Who else is on the list?
Trevor Lawrence.
The hell's he doing there?
He might be still living off of what he did in college.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Well, it's high time that ship sailed.
You think? How many years in is he? 4?
At least.
I think this is year... Was he in the same draft as Jordan? Was he in 2020 draft?
He might have been. He might have been that first pick.
Yeah,
overall. I think the Jordan Love thing's pretty simple. He's overaged for his amount of experience after sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, and he's proven to be inconsistent thus far.
Yes.
I don't think these people, when looking at the list, are really banking in, well, he played with an injury, and the guys around him had some drop issues, and maybe the talent level wasn't up to where it needs to be. He has some pretty big mistakes and pretty big moments, and then you look at his stats, and you're kind of underwhelmed. Could this change next year? If Jordan Love goes out and is an MVP finalist, then he's probably one of these guys that are obviously below the top
Allen,
3 or
Mahomes, Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a kind of a confluence of what we saw happen and the factors that go into where Jordan Love is right now.
Jen, is Herbert on the list?
Not on, he is?
Yeah.
He has 4 votes. He's behind Lamar. He's number 6.
I mean, are you taking Herbert or Love?
I'll take my chances with Love.
Because if anyone needs to get off the pot, it's Herbert.
Yeah, they're kind of interchangeable to me, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, the only difference is I've seen Jordan Love perform very well in a playoff game, and it seems like whenever the playoffs come around, Herbert just
disappears.
He fills his shorts.
That's what I'm trying to say. And maybe, look, guys, maybe some of it is personality. I think you make a good point about Herbert, because when I see Herbert and I see Jordan, I think their personalities are similar. Kind of like an under the radar guy, just wants to go out and play football. Doesn't really, not a lot of flash. Certainly there is talent there, but it is so interesting to me that some of these guys are getting consideration and Jordan is not. And what I'm trying to figure out is if he's not getting any consideration, if it's because of the things that he has done or the things that he needs to stop doing. And that's where Ron and the Key comes in on the Carbless Talk and Text line. It's not about what Jordan needs to do. It's about what he needs to stop doing. He's got to stop throwing very bad interceptions. He has to stop being inaccurate. Unfortunately, he's never going to rush like most of these guys. So honestly, he has no chance to be on this list. Is that it? Is it the fantasy footballification of the NFL where these guys are looking at it? But to your point, where's Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Hurts isn't on this list makes me wonder if it was just 31 coaches and executives who also think the Packers have the best receivers in the league.
Do you think they just forgot about him? They were like, oh, yeah, Jordan Love. Yeah,
Did you say Cam Ward is on the list?
Got 1 vote.
Let us not forget.
Cam Ward could be anything.
Let us not forget there is a significant portion of NFL executives and coaches who are no better than an armchair evaluator. They consistently are making terrible decisions when it comes to selecting quarterbacks and guys they're playing and guys that they put high hopes into.
Yeah, the best ones stay out of the way.
Right. There's plenty of guys out there who simply aren't that good at evaluating what they're seeing in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has to be a factor.
The crazy part about this is, like, how do you not? Like, there's 4 elite level quarterbacks in this league.
Right.
How are those not just the 4 names on this list?
Correct.
Like, when your options are Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, and Jackson, who aren't like old heads. They're not like Aaron Rodgers in their late 30s, early 40s. Like, these guys are in the primes of their career. Start a franchise with one of those 4 or Drake May. And 2 guys went, nah.
Drake
May.
What about Dak? How many votes he got?
None on this list.
0.
Chef Ed weighing in saying Jordan Love is just above average, kind of like Baker Mayfield. The irony there is Baker Mayfield on the list with 2 votes.
2 votes.
I like Baker more than Love, though.
Which is fair. I mean, what Baker's done the last 2
years. You
years.
like Baker because he's like Favre.
Probably a little bit of that. And Keith Jackson.
You're going to be saying that in your head the rest of the day.
Probably.
You're going to be doing your cardio at the gym.
Why, you don't like Baker?
I do. I like him. But I'm just saying, I think you like him because he reminds you of the quarterback that you played with.
Yeah.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to. Did you put the Keith Jackson thing on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity exterior poll?
I did indeed.
All right. I'd be interested to know where we are on that bad
Did you put Brett on there?
I
As a third option?
I didn't think people were going to understand that reference.
Oh,
based
they'll
on
understand.
There's a lot you got going on there, Chewy.
It's a good statement in general for
Fine,
you,
Potter,
pal.
I'm weird.
When I need to get somewhere in time and in style, I use Accutrans Group. They're my trusted ride during ESPN's shows that I do during the football season, and they are our preferred transportation for Green Bay game day. At Good Karma Brands, we rely on them for our partners because they know how to handle everything from corporate travel and conventions to private events and tailgate. They learn your preferences, they're always on time, and they make booking simple. And I always tell you guys, this time of year, it is the perfect opportunity to use Accutrans for your kiddos' fall dances. Let them take them to dinner. Let them take them to the dance. Let them sit in the parking lot and let them get them home safely. Book your safe and reliable transportation at AccuTransGroup.com. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Yep, we've got a few accidents to deal with. First of all, on the ramp from Highway 16 to 94 eastbound, we got a crash there. And then we have 2 accidents right near the Mitchell interchange. Northbound 94 heading into just before the Mitchell interchange on the left shoulder, got a crash there. And then another one just past the Mitchell interchange, again, off on the left shoulder, just before you get to the Plainfield curve. It is going to stay heavy all the way up to the high-rise bridge, though. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to North Avenue. And then northbound 43 also seeing some delays from the Marquette up to about just past Fond du Lac Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by the Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live. It returns to State Fair Park tonight with the Glam Band. Gates open at 6, live music at 7 from the Bud Pavilion. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, showers likely, cloudy, breezy, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradual clearing, breezy with a low of 47 at the lake, 43 inland. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Rain or shine, we've got your ride covered with premium washes and free vacuums. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What the hell do you know? Shut up and carry the bag.
Join Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson as they dissect all things pro golf and tell the tales of their own golfing journeys in Wisconsin.
I think it's golf in its purest form, and I think it should bookend the golf season.
Go on the tee with Gabe and Stephen, sponsored by Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort and Gruber Law Offices. Tuesday nights at 6 on 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Truck crash? Call Gruber offices. One call, that's all.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it. He said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the 2 youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tony Wendorf and Associates, First Weber Group. They believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win, no matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today, wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
I oftentimes enjoy this little peek behind the curtain for you folks. Scrolling through our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy show text chain, our little chat that we have going on, right? And there's a lot of football, there's a lot of Packers, there's a Brewer story every now and again, but every once in a while we get a wild one. And Joshy was the deliverer of a wild one yesterday. Front end loader helps Milwaukee County Zoo elephant get off ground. And sure enough, if you open up the tweet, and you check out the story, there it is. It's a front-end loader scooping up an elephant at the Milwaukee County Zoo. I'm ignorant to all this type of stuff. I had to ask Gabe Neitzel. Gabe, how much does an elephant weigh?
Smaller ones are 3 tons. They can weigh up to, I believe, 7 tons.
7 tons. Now, I'm not sure this was a 7-ton
No,
elephant.
this one looks like it's closer to the 3-ton variety of elephant.
So apparently, Chew, the story is the... well, just so you know, it's a 44-year-old elephant. Ruth is her name, which is appropriate for an older lady. She's arthritic, and because she has arthritis, she has a tough time getting up. So they just got the old scooper, the big scooper.
Yeah. How long do elephants live?
Into their 50s. So I did a little elephant research based on the curiosity around this. I did also watch the interview with somebody at the zoo. It was a director.
I thought you were going to say, so I did watch Dumbo last night.
No flying elephants. They believe that she tripped on something, causing her to fall, then putting her in a position that made it difficult for her to get up. After they picked her up, she did go back to her enclosure where they did blood tests and checked on her, and she seemed fine at the time of the news story that I was watching, which is all positive. But I mean, it was shocking to see because I follow there's a thing that kind of tweets out the police blotter of Milwaukee area, and it said fire department called for an elephant that can't get up. And I thought, is that the right people to call. I guess who else do you call? Would you better be calling like a construction company?
Life alert.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I mean, how does an elephant sleep?
I believe they do
They lay down.
They
I
do
think.
lay down.
Well,
But
then
this,
how the hell is it going to get back up again?
well, because usually, so this elephant, if you watch the video, she's
Chewy's
on
like,
her,
she can never lay down again.
she's like on her side, right? So it was
Yeah.
tough for her to get back up. Like usually, if you see an elephant like lay down in the enclosure, like they're more laying down like on their legs, kind of like you see, and then it's easier to kind of just plant and stand
Sounds
up.
like the thing should be doing little kettlebells or something with the trunk. to work those hamstrings and quads.
By the way, 9,500 pounds is the weight of this elephant.
Oh, wow.
So that's a
4 tons, 4.5 tons.
Yeah,
something
So
like that.
what did they scoop her up, or did they put like straps under her? And
it seemed they filled the bucket with hay.
I knew Chewy'd be into the physics of this.
Yeah.
So they filled the bucket with hay and then kind of just drove into her and gave her a little lift, and she got up on her own. It wasn't like they fully had to lift her.
Okay.
Once she got that boost,
Yeah.
she was good to go.
Just had to get us to a spot where she could get her legs underneath her and then walk away under her own power.
I think it also matters like where she was laying, because if you're laying in your enclosure, it's flat. And this seemed to be a little bit of like a hillier terrain because it's where they kind of walk around.
see, now I would have got like the truck, where the gate drops down, and then pop that under her butt.
You mean like the semi-truck one?
Yeah, well, not as big as a semi, but you've seen them before, where the lift goes down, so they
You
can.
think that's going to lift 9,000 pounds?
She probably doesn't need the 9,000, probably like 2,000, because she's helping out some.
Doesn't sound like she is, actually.
Just a spotter. All she needs is a spotter.
I think your dimensions are way off.
Well, shocking.
I
The
think
show
you need
that
to
does
go to the zoo and see how big an elephant
the
is.
show that does and the math for football records
But
would
those
have a
things
tough
are
time.
those are expensive. I'm sure it was the cities though.
Well, it's like when the Deep Thought or whatever the boat was called,
Yeah.
and they had to, figure out how to get that boat,
crane for that thing.
how to get the boat out of the
I
water.
am curious on how fast they were able to turn around a front end loader being driven to the zoo into the enclosure, then to lift it. It all seemed like it took place in like an hour.
Yeah, you just throw up a bat signal for a front loader? Is that how that works? You just got somebody on
People come
speed
running.
dial?
They want to
Yeah.
have the elephants.
Oh, that's true. If you say that an animal is in, I'll tell you, I told you guys about the turtle, right? That we were driving along and there was a big old, what are those called?
Snapper?
turtle?
Snapping turtle is
Yeah,
exactly
don't
what
get
it
near
is.
those.
Oh, it was vicious.
Yeah.
But it was in the middle of the road, and I told you that a
Yeah.
car was like, boom, hit it right in front of us. My daughter was screaming.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was bad, Shu. I thought I told you guys this story. Anyway, the point
No.
is, cars were lining up to help the snapping turtle, right? Again, not as kind and gentle and friendly as an elephant, but to help it get off the road and get back to the pond. Yeah, when animals are in trouble, there's a lot of people who are like, their hearts start like, bleeding a little bit, if you will.
Yes.
I got to tell you, he mentioned Dumbo. Dumbo is the worst Disney movie.
Isn't it? It's pretty sad.
Very
so,
sad.
so incredibly sad.
Brutal. He
I
gets
haven't brushed
taken
up
away
on my
from his
Dumbo.
mom in the beginning of the movie. I mean, what's worse, Bambi, where the mom gets
probably Bambi gets blammed.
They at
But it
least-
happens. But it happens off camera.
and late in the film.
Yeah.
Bambi gets a lot of time with mom, right? They develop, and then but right at the beginning of Dumbo, they're ripping him away from his mother, and then everybody's making fun of his big ears. That hits close to home. So
Was that anti
Why, you have big
circus?
ears? Do you have big ears?
are you serious? Have we never talked about this? My dad used to say, man, if we pinned those back, you'd be a lot faster.
I think I'd remember that conversation if we had it previously.
I got tears in my eyes. This is bringing up some childhood trauma for sure, you guys.
Well, I told you, they call me fish lips. That was very hurt back in the day.
Because you have nice lips, is that what it was?
No, well, they were big when I was a kid, and I was cross-eyed. Imagine that look. I got to bring you a picture of the glasses my parents made me wear.
How did you go
Wow.
cross-eyed again? There was a story.
My brothers.
Yeah.
Stood too close to him.
True.
I can never remember his story and then the one from Christmas Vacation where she got kicked by a mule.
I don't know.
But then got kicked and they uncrossed.
Yeah.
Got kicked again.
We got to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We are all very happy that Ruth has been saved, that the front loader came to the rescue at the Milwaukee County Zoo. Guys, I want to tell you about my friends over at Potawatomi, man. They always have such great stuff going on. And let me just get to my Potawatomi moment here. They're doing a thing called Gather and Grow. The reason I need to read it is because it's a new thing they're doing at Potawatomi, okay? It's a limited time showcase of foods from independent farms and producers across Wisconsin. Let's gather to celebrate the bounty of the state that we call home. It's a fresh farm-to-table dining experience unlike any other at Potawatomi Casino Milwaukee. Tickets and more information are available at potawatomi.com. That's POTAWATOMI.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have a couple of accidents to deal with near the Mitchell interchange, one right before and one right after. They're both on the left shoulder on the northbound side, so heads up with that. That whole area is going to be very tied up. Southbound on 43, we do have delays from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down to North Avenue. Eastbound 94, you got backups from the Zoo interchange all the way through the stadium to 35th. The westbound side heavy from 17th to Mitchell Boulevard, and then from Highway 100 past Elm Grove Road. Traffic is brought to you by the Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live. It returns to State Fair Park tonight with the Glam Band. Gates open at 6, live music at 7 from the Bud Pavilion. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Showers likely, cloudy, breezy, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradual clearing, breezy with a low of 47 at the lake, 43 inland. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an east side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit theprivatebar.com to book today.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You called them a white
find someone
stiff
else.
earlier.
From one white stiff to another, I'm pretty well versed in the realm of stiffs.
On 94.5 ESPN.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here is a
Great Midwest Bank has been helping families and neighbors across Wisconsin reach their financial goals for more than 90 years. They believe that banking should be personal, just like it was when they first started. When you choose Great Midwest Bank, you're choosing a team that's focused on making your banking experience easy and stress-free. Whether you need a checking account, a mortgage, advice on your financial journey, the local experts are available to guide you every step of the way. Visit greatmidwestbank.com to start your journey with us. Great Midwest Bank, where homegrown values meet practical, straightforward banking. Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we're talking about the Packers taking on the Lions this weekend in a big Week 1 matchup. I asked this of Adam Schefter earlier this morning, guys. What is the best game on the ledger this week? I mean, man, it is loaded. Obviously, it starts with the Cowboys and Eagles, and there will be a lot of eyes on that, just a lot because of a lot of the drama that Jerry created this offseason, in addition to it being the defending, I almost said national champs. Get out of college, Jen.
I guess technically they're still, national champs.
Yes.
NFL plays internationally, but no teams internationally.
Look, I think beyond the Packers-Lions game, which I think should be a doozy, should be a barn burner, I think I'm looking at that Bills-Ravens game, guys. I mean, again, Lamar versus Josh and those two teams, and they're constantly, fighting for, the top bill in the AFC. There's a part of me that's very excited.
I'll be locked into Vikings Bears
Monday night.
I want to see what those offenses and quarterbacks look like.
How about Pittsburgh Jets?
Not really.
How bad is Rodgers going to get booed? Or will he get booed?
Yeah, he's getting booed.
He's getting booed?
Of course he's getting booed.
Kansas City.
New York. Of course he's getting booed.
Friday night, Kansas City at the Chargers. That's solid.
Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, a lot of these games end up being divisional games.
I love it.
You love the divisional games
I love
early?
it right away. Make it matter, I think I'm with you, Joshy, but I had forgotten that that's the Monday night game is the Bears-Vikings. And you got J.J. McCarthy, and let's see what Ben Johnson can do with Caleb Williams, etc.
We're going to be able to feel some Schadenfreude regardless. Someone's going to lose.
So that's why Josh is really looking forward to it.
Yes. So
he's
what
going
is
to be able to dunk on someone come Tuesday.
The goal is for them both to look like shite, and you can say that, right?
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, dumped. God bless America. We were doing so well.
Only one. Minnesota favored by 1.
Oh, I didn't even look at the lines. Hold on, let me pull up the thing. I had it here on my computer. Week 1 games.
I mean, I'm not doing it with the Bears. Nope. Sorry.
You have refused.
Yep.
You have refused.
Take your 7 and 10 and go away.
It's up to 2.5 for the Pack now. Micah Parsons kind of shifting that line by a point.
All right, it, dig it. Some of these are afterthoughts for me. I really am not interested in the Texans and the Rams.
You mean Cardinals Saints doesn't get you fired up?
He said that. No, not Cardinals Saints. No, he was.
I said
sorry.
you
said Chiefs
Jets.
Chargers.
What about tomorrow night's game?
No, I'm into it. I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah,
first football game of the season, man.
It's the first real football game. We actually finally get a varsity game.
I'm excited to watch the Eagles run all over the Cowboys. They tried to fix, and this is no disrespect to Kenny Clark, love him, wish him the best. They ain't going to stop Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. Not going to happen.
Do you see what the line is on that game?
No, what is it?
8.5.
Do you see what the line is on that game? Way to volunteer it.
Right?
It's 8.5.
Are you looking at the...
Why does it say NBC plus 1?
Is it because it's
on NBC?
All right, let me see what he's looking at.
And I think plus 1 is
He's looking at the TV network.
I know, but why plus 1?
Probably because it's on more than one network.
No, because that's the number of places it's being broadcast.
So just the one?
Okay, so the...
Well, no. It's being... So he's on ESPN.com, and at the top of the page, it's got the two teams, and it's telling you where it's broadcast. And ESPN recently has changed everything now where it lists all the places it's being broadcast. So NBC +1. So I'm guessing, whatever Spanish broadcast it's going to be a part of. So it says NBC +1 as in there is another place it's also being broadcast.
So there's a chance that Minnesota and the Bears are not a 1-point favorite.
It's a one.
What a dumb thing to do.
Oh my God.
It's 1.5. Minnesota's favored by a point.
Oh, you got lucky there, buddy.
It's a 1.5.
Reading comprehension
CYA.
low on this program. Good grief.
CYA.
What is your deal?
I don't have one.
Why would you think that's where the line would be where there's no team listed?
I'm going to watch Carolina
NBC
Jacksonville.
No, you're
NBC's
not.
favored
No,
by a
I'm not.
point over Fox? Like, why did you think it said NBC +1?
I want the over-under of how many games Chewy is going to watch this opening weekend. Okay?
I get a little burnt out from college. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so Saturday you're going to go wall to wall, and then Sunday you're just going to smatter?
It's like, total, you're just going to end up watching like 2.5 games. He's going to watch little bits and pieces of every game.
That
but
doesn't
like,
count.
No.
In order for the game to count, it's got to be at least a quarter.
Okay,
I'm saying total quarters, total time added up, it's going to be like 2.5
So
games.
tomorrow I'll watch. Friday I'll watch because the weather's going to stink.
Yeah, but you're
Gonna
not
be
watching the full
terrible.
games.
No, not the full games. And then
That's my point.
I'll bounce around the noon games on Sunday, and then the Pack, and then you got Baltimore, Buffalo.
I stand by a total of 2.5.
Total?
I got to be
When
honest.
you add up all the quarters.
Okay, that noon slate on Sunday is bad.
Can I be extremely honest?
Yeah.
I could care less about your viewing habits.
No, not true. Because when the texts start flying, he ignores me. If he doesn't like what's going on,
Yeah.
and I've been known to poke the bear,
Yeah.
he'll ignore me.
Yeah, but he doesn't care if you're watching like Eagles Cowboys tomorrow night.
Who pokes the bear more, though, between the two of you jokers? Push?
Well, I'll
poke
just
the
go to
bear-
bed.
I poke the bear more. He just doesn't realize when I'm poking.
No. My thing is, where am I going to watch the Packer game? I haven't decided yet.
Again.
What are the options?
Huh?
What are the options?
Lake on the back deck, the Dousman house, at home.
3 different places you're going to watch the game. All of them your
Well,
home.
I have a fear. Should I say it?
Do you
That
think
my
you're gonna
wife
take-
might be scheduling something where the only TV in the house is a 24-inch TV with rabbit ears. And it ain't happening. Not on opening day.
Do you think you might take a bathroom break at halftime?
Where?
I'm trying to describe how inane this discussion is.
Well, hold on a minute. I got one thing for you, though, Joshy. I got a birthday party. Okay, Layla, 7 years old. They scheduled a birthday party during the Packers game on Sunday. I read the invitation and was like,
Poor self-awareness.
Bad
Yeah.
parenting.
Okay, well, I guess she's going to go, but I certainly will not be there. We can't be doing that, right?
No, unless you have-
PSA, do not schedule birthday parties during the Packers game.
Unless you have a watch party for the adults. You got a TV for the adults off to the side.
That's
then
fair.
Again, 'cause again, you got
But he'll watch it at home because he's afraid to venture out because there's a fear that they may lose to Detroit, and he doesn't want to be amongst people and be miserable.
You couldn't describe me more
No.
poorly and
Where are you watching the
inaccurately.
game?
I watch every game at home because I have to pay attention. I can't be at a bar drinking, and I also
You
can't
just watch the
I
game
also
cast
can't
the next day.
I also can't show up here and go, "Yeah, I didn't watch, but I looked at the box score, so I know the game."
Just show of hands, who can do that? No, that's where you're supposed to raise your hand, Shu. There it is. Okay, there it is.
I can watch the box score and tell you.
Well, I know
For most-
it's
most times how it
it's
pans out.
unbelievable here. I am going to pick a random game from last year, and we're going to play this game just to show how incredible you are at this game.
Oh, way to put pressure on me.
What do you mean?
All
What do
right,
you
go
care?
ahead. Go ahead. You're
what
fine.
do you care? Just give me a second to
if
pull
you
up.
fail, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Once
what do you-
again.
So what do you care that whatever happens here?
Is this? It doesn't really. The game really doesn't even matter.
I was not going to pick a Packers
Okay.
game. I am just picking a random game. What do you need from the team stats?
Give me third down conversions.
Third down conversions. One team 3 of 13. The other 4 of 13.
Ooh, that's bad. Give me total yards.
One had 378, the other had 310.
Holy cow, give me turnovers.
Turnovers, one team had 1 turnover, the other team had 0. The team that was 3 of 13, 378 yards, had 0 turnovers. The team that had 310 yards had 1 turnover.
That sounds like a 13-10.
Okay, this is bad. Falcons 27, Cowboys 21.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you know it was close because of the turnover start down conversion. How did they score their damn points?
It's a great question.
They just converted on first and second down a lot, presumably?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins was 19 of 24, 3 TDs.
Watch out for the Falcons. Don't sleep
Yeah,
on them.
Nah, I'm sleeping on them this year.
I think they're a playoff team this year.
You're insane. Yeah, I got to pick a not sleeping on team this year.
I thought it was the Bucks.
No, they're good. How about San Fran?
Don't sleep on San Fran.
They have like top 10 Super Bowl odds, don't
You
they?
can think about it. You don't just have to
That's my
spit the
team.
first team that comes to your
Do not
mind.
sleep on San Fran.
Who's sleeping on the Niners?
A lot of people. I'm trying to get back in their good graces, okay?
No, you don't care.
No, I
That
don't.
ship has sailed. Okay.
It is gone.
If you've ever dreamed of having a more beautiful, organized space, you got to check out Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing coming out to my house, assessing my situation. And let me tell you guys, it was crazy. A lot of clothes, a lot of years doing television, a lot of chaos in my closet. But they did the consultation. They did the final install. They listened, customized every detail, and brought my vision to life. They are locally owned, a trusted national brand, of course, but they deliver expert design with personal touch. And you can get 40% off, plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them that Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Micah Parsons has been traded to the green and gold.
When you have a defense like that we already know is really good, and then you add a guy like that, NFC Championship games should be very familiar.
I can't believe it, but it's real, and it is spectacular.
We talked about good team knocking on the door. Brian Gutekunst put his foot through the door, knocked it open, put the entire league on notice with this trade.
Stay up to date with the news right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The buzz continues for the Packers' newest addition, 3-time All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons, who was traded to Green Bay last week by the Dallas Cowboys. But some lingering back issues may keep Parsons limited, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Parsons may take an epidural shot in his back ahead of Sunday's opener against the Detroit Lions. Here's Schefter with more on ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike.
I can't imagine he is going to get traded to Green Bay. They're going to be playing the Detroit Lions. He will have just signed his $8,800 million contract, and he's not going to play. That's hard for me to imagine.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Do you want to bank without the fuss? For easy banking, rely on us in person, online, or with the Tri-City app. Your banking can be done just like that. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bumble is a dating
Tuna.
app.
It's tuna.
I love tuna. I had some last night.
How do you eat your tuna?
Can we, for once, grow up on this show?
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys have heard me talking about BetterHelp. It's an online therapy platform that I believe can really help if you are struggling. I've been doing therapy for over 15 years. And look, guys, when life gets a little overwhelming, the best thing I can do is hop on the phone with my therapist. That's what BetterHelp is trying to do, trying to make it convenient for you to get help. You go to their website, betterhelp.com, and you put in time out, you're going to get 10% off your first month. And here's the thing, guys. They do an initial matching work for you. You can focus on your therapy goals, tell them some of the things you've been dealing with. It's a short questionnaire. It will help them figure out your needs and preferences. Look, they've got 10 years of experience in the space, so typically they're going to get it right the first time when they're matching you with a therapist. But if you're not happy with your match, guys, it is so easy to switch. Again, that site is betterhelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/timeout. Take a look at the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity exterior polls this morning. When you hear the name Keith Jackson, who do you think of first?
I'm curious.
67% of people say the broadcaster.
What about Brett?
Wasn't an option.
Yeah, they didn't put that on the poll. And by
not a lot of true Packer fans out there. That's what I'm learning.
By they, I mean,
Not a reliable poll, man.
Guy has 10 touchdowns in a Super Bowl year. It's the guy you should be thinking of. That's all I'm saying. Okay. A lot of people telling on themselves.
Goldberg saying it depends on how you say it. It's Keith Jackson as the announcer as opposed to Keith Jackson. Fair?
We call him KJ.
Your guy or the announcer?
Our guy. Yeah.
Did the other guy ever do one of your college games, or are you guys too bad?
I'll tell you a story tomorrow.
Willie and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Still dealing with this accident on 94 eastbound